Hello, everyone. My name is Michelle Braden. I am the president and CEO of MSBCoach. I would like to walk you through a quick journey of our different coaching processes for those of you who are interested in coaching and looking to understand how the different processes work. Before we begin, I would like to talk with you a little bit about our perspective of coaching here at MSBCoach. Whether you are engaging a coach for yourself, a team member, or your entire team, coaching is an investment in the future, your future self or the future of your team or your organization. Coaching takes you from great to greater, to be an even better version of yourself. Coaching is as individual as you are, both personally and professionally. Coaching creates a space for us to look at things from a different perspective, to uncover potential blind spots, to be challenged, to be encouraged, to be inspired, and to be stretched to new heights, to achieve breakthroughs that you may not have even thought were possible. Coaching takes you from where you are now to where you want to be. So let's first take a look at our 12-month coaching engagement. Now, at the beginning of this, I will go over a couple of things that we do in most all of our coaching engagements, and that is the pre-work, the engagement of a stakeholder, and of course, I do want to mention that everything in coaching is completely confidential. Even where the stakeholder is involved, this is information you will choose to share in the coaching engagements. Your coach will not be sharing anything with your stakeholder. So we encourage transparency. However, that is between you and your stakeholder what you share. So initially in the 12-month engagement, there is pre-work that is completed. There's an emergenetics assessment, a benchmarks 360, which is originated out of the Center for Creative Leadership. You write a letter to your future self. There is a questionnaire for your coaching engagement, and then ask you to identify at least one stakeholder, which is typically your direct supervisor. If you are the CEO of the company, this can be a board member. Occasionally, a direct or a stakeholder may also be an HR business partner, or occasionally it may be someone that is on the team. There are other assessments that you and your coach may determine you want to include as a part of the process, and that can be included in the contract as well. So your first session is a 3-hour session. In this, that may seem like a long time, but I promise you the time flies and it goes by very quickly. So in this session, the coach is working with you to go through all of your different assessments. At the end of this engagement, you will work through a goal planning sheet called your leadership development plan, a plan that you are creating just for yourself, for your path forward. So the coach will send you in advance all of your assessments and this template for your leadership development plan for you to work on. The next session will be a 1-hour session where you will meet together with your coach to go through this leadership development plan that you have completed, to talk about how you want to present this to your stakeholder, any questions that you have, any places where you see you may be getting stuck. Then you will move into your next session. This is where we will first invite your stakeholder to join us. In this stakeholder session, and again, everything's confidential, so you will be presenting your leadership development plan to your stakeholder in that session. People choose to do this different ways. Some of them choose to share the screen and literally show the leadership development plan. Some people create a PowerPoint. That is up to you and whatever you and your coach decide is the best way to present. Once you have completed this initial session with your stakeholder of presenting the leadership development plan, you've created a path forward, you will then have 10 individual 1-hour coaching sessions with your coach over the next 6 months to focus on those goals, the benchmarks, what are you achieving in the process, and how do you leverage feedback from all of your stakeholders, the people who report to you, your peers, your direct supervisor, and maybe even skip level supervisors or any sort of sponsors that you may have. Then at this point, we are at the halfway point at 6 months. We invite your stakeholder to come back for another session. This is a check-in to say, how are we doing? This is an opportunity for you as the person being coached to say, here's where I'm making progress. Here's where I'm hearing feedback. Here's where I continue want to continue on my journey and my process. We also want to extract feedback from the stakeholder. Mr. and Mrs. Stakeholder, what are you seeing and observing? What feedback do you have for us? And what do we want to continue to work on moving forward? Again, I want to reinforce everything is confidential here. So this is up to the person being coached to share whatever information they choose to share. There is then an additional 10 more coaching sessions over the next 6 months. Again, continuing to focus on growth, development, benchmarks, measurables. And then we end the coaching engagement with a final coaching session, inviting the stakeholder back again to say, Mr. and Mrs. Stakeholder, we're at the end of our engagement. How did we do? We welcome your feedback. And it's very important in this last session that we discuss, where do we go from here? Meaning, is this a good opportunity? Are we at a right place to end coaching? Is this a good opportunity to continue coaching? Is this an opportunity to invite coaching in for other team members or work to be done with the entire team? So that is our 12-month engagement. I'm going to pause there because if that's where you want to end, we'll pause. And for those of you who are interested in the 6-month engagement, much of the pre-work is very similar, as well as the stakeholder as it was to the 12-month engagement. So you complete the assessments of emergenetics, a benchmarks 360, letter to self, questionnaire for the coaching, and identify your stakeholders. You can certainly have more than one stakeholder if you're interested, as well as if we're going to bring in any other assessments. Now, what I will say here, as well as for the 12-month engagement, if your organization has a typical assessment that they use, such as a DISC, a Myers-Briggs, a Workplace Big Five, we can certainly bring that in, and we want to bring that in and incorporate that language into the coaching conversations as well. So again, as with the 12 months, you have your initial 3-hour assessment debrief. You move into a 1-hour session of goal planning with your coach, where you follow that template of the leadership development plan. A 1-hour engagement with the stakeholder where you present your leadership development plan. And with the 6-month engagement, instead of the 10 sessions like we do in the 1 year, you move into 4 individual coaching sessions over the next 3 months with your coach. Again, working through that true north that you created with your leadership development plan. Then at the halfway point, we invite the stakeholder back. We do a presentation, or should say you as the person being coached, it's your time to shine. You do a presentation of sharing, here's where I am, here's where I'm hearing feedback, here's where I think I should continue to work moving forward. Mr. and Mrs. Stakeholder, what do you think? We get their feedback. Then we move back into coaching, and we coach for another 4 sessions over the next 3 months. Then we do the final wrap-up session where we invite the coach and the stakeholder to join us again. So I will pause there. We now have gone through our 6-month and our 12-month coaching engagements. At this point, we will take a look at the 3-month coaching engagement. Very similar to the 12 and 6-month, there is emergenetics, there is a questionnaire, the letter to future self, and there is at least one stakeholder involved. The difference in the 3-month is that the 360 is optional. So if you choose to do a 360, which is very helpful for the feedback from other perspectives, you can include that, but it is not necessarily automatically included as it is in the 6 and 12 month. So you will do a 1-hour debrief of your assessments and goal setting with your coach in the 3-month engagement. Then you will move into a 1-hour overview of the goals that you set for that leadership development plan. We then invite your stakeholder for you to present the leadership development plan to them. And then you will move into 2 coaching sessions over the next 1.5 months to focus on your goals that have been set, leveraging feedback, again, working through that true north of your leadership development plan. We then invite your stakeholder at the midway point to join us for a 1.5 month check-in. And then we will do 2 additional coaching hours over the next 1.5 months. Then we have a final coaching session where we invite the stakeholder to join us again. As we wrap up, just like we do in the 6 or 12 month, we say, is this a good place to end? Is this a good place for us to continue to work moving forward? And if it is a good place for us to continue to work moving forward, what does that look like? So again, I'm going to pause there. Now at this point, we have gone through the 12-month engagements, the 6-month engagements, and the 3-month engagements. The last thing that I want to share with you is what we call our follow-on coaching sessions. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about how our coaching process works, you can log on to our site, Identify, Shift, Create. That's the model that we use. We want in coaching to help you identify the areas that you want to focus on. So this comes through your own self-awareness. This also comes through the assessments and the feedback from the stakeholder. We identify what needs to shift, and we create a path forward. That path forward is created through the use of the leadership development plan. So through each of these, we know the 3 follow-on coaching sessions are what take us through if there has been a workshop such as an emotional intelligence workshop. Then we may have follow-on coaching sessions after that in order to help us practice the skills that we're learning. That could be a workshop in emotional intelligence. It could be a workshop in conflict resolution. It could even be a workshop in the emergenetics assessment or other human behavior assessments where you have said, we want for ourselves or our team to learn more how to use these skills, how to embrace them, how to practice them. So that's where the 3-month follow-on coaching sessions are implemented, where in the other, the person being coached and the stakeholder are helping to determine where we move forward in the coaching. In the follow-on coaching sessions, the topic is already determined for you because it is the topic that was chosen from the workshop, which is whatever the workshop title is. So I hope that you find this video helpful, as our goal was to take you through understanding how we view coaching here at MSB Coach, our different coaching processes of the 12-month, the 6-month, the 3-month, and or the 3 follow-on coaching engagements. Again, we also have on our website the list of the different types of coaching that you can receive, and I will share those with you. So we do have executive coaching. We also have succession planning. We have new leadership position, emerging executive leader, millennial coaching, group and team coaching, transitional coaching, performance coaching, and mediation. So if we can partner with you in any of these areas, please reach out to us. You can reach us at info@msbcoach.com or call us directly at 804-502-4319. Have a great day, and we look forward to partnering with you. Bye-bye.